I refuse to pull up my pants after going to the restroom.
Why are you saying that out loud?
We'll get to that here in just a sec. So randomly, people have been sending us either DMs or text messages at 502-795-1997 with, is this normal or no?
Oh, this is a normal or no? Okay. All right.
So got one that said, I refuse to pull up my pants after going to the restroom until I've washed my hands.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say, because eventually you have to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because you can't walk around pantsless everywhere.
All right, so
that's frowned upon.
So I already know the answer for you.
Yeah, no, I'm pulling up my pants immediately before. What if you were in like a public restroom?
Yeah, I get that.
You can't do that in a public restroom. Am I right?
Yeah, and not every stall has hand sanitizer there inside the stall.
Yeah, no, you gotta pull everything up in the stall and then you go wash your hands.
Now, sometimes I won't buckle.
Okay.
Until I wash my hands.
Okay.
And I kind of get the thought process behind it. In that you don't want to put germs on your pants.
Clothes.
Yeah,
okay.
on your clothes. I kind of get the thought process behind that, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead.
But if that was so much of a thing, we would have had sanitizers in every stall the whole time, right? Or has that just been a massive oversight all this time?
Maybe it's a massive oversight.
Since the dawn of public restrooms.
So we're going to go ahead and mark that as no. That's not normal.
No. No.
So sorry, not normal. Here's another one. And I can relate to this because my family makes fun of me for it. When grocery shopping, I never take the front or first item off the shelf. I always take the one behind it.
Okay, why is that? Because you think like the one in front has been handled by way more people?
Been handled, been damaged, et cetera, et cetera. And I will go so far as to I've to select a product where the box isn't damaged. Like if the box is damaged, even in the slightest, if there's like a little ding in the side or whatever, I'll choose a box that doesn't have any sort of ding, even though I know that I will either A, open it up and take whatever it is out of the box and discard the box when I get home, or it has no bearing on what is inside because it's all packaged and sealed.
Yes. If it's the last one, I'll go ahead and take it. But if there is one that is damaged in the front, I will go behind it and find one that's not damaged.
Yeah, I say that's normal. I will always take the item that's behind what is on the shelf.
I'm not going to always take it. If the one in front is perfectly fine, I'm just taking the one in the front.
If
there is a little damage, then I'm moving it aside.
If I'm shopping for clothes and there is a stack of T-shirts or something like that, and they all say size large, I'm still going to choose the one kind of sandwiched in the middle.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I'm grabbing whatever the first one that's in my size. I'm looking it over. Are there any imperfections, rip stains, anything like that? You know, because sometimes things can get damaged when they're putting them out on the floor. And if it looks good, I'm buying it. So
what I'm saying is I won't, it doesn't matter if I'm grocery shopping or clothes shopping or whatever shopping. If it's the first item, I'm going to take the second item or the third item.
You're digging a little bit to find another. Okay.
I'm digging a little bit to get the unique. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp a normal on that one. That's normal.
Okay. All right. So far, so good. We've got one normal, one not.
Here's another. I tell my dog when I'll be back as soon as I'm leaving.
Yeah, no.
You're going to say no, that's not normal?
I wish I could have a little conversation. Like when
With your dog?
Yes, when we used to like put them in, when we'd have to board them over the holidays or whatever, we went on a long trip. I always felt bad that I couldn't just have a conversation with them to say, hey, babes, we're going to be back in a month, or in a month, in a week. We're not.
We'll be
we're
back
not
in a year.
We're not going to abandon you at this place that looks like the shelter.
What's funny is animals don't have any concept of time. Time is what we have invented here as humans, and so we'll say, "Hey, be back in an hour." They don't know.
No,
like you could shut the door and open it in a minute, and they'd be like, "Wow, that's great!"
If you're dropping them off to get their nails done or have a bath, like they're looking at you like you're leaving me forever.
Yeah, or you could shut the door and you could come back in several hours, and they'd be like, "Wow!"
Yeah, exactly. That's always going to be that reaction, which is fun. But I do feel guilty. I can't just reason with them. Just say, "Listen, it's fine. I'm never going to give you to the shelter. You're my babies."
I'm thinking about this, and I was like, no, that's not normal. And then I think to myself, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I do kind of go, "Hey, I'll be back in a sec. Hey, don't worry, I'll be back in a sec."
Even if it's just the animals in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really care about the cats. The cats don't care.
Okay.
But I'll say to the dog, I'll be like, hey, just be back in a minute. Don't worry.
Okay. So you're easing Dougal's mind.
Right.
The rest of the cats, whatever.
Right.
They never care. They never care if I'm here or not.
Another text from a listener says, "I'll make whoever is in the house say goodbye to all of our pets before anyone walks out the door."
Wow.
That's great. That's great. Kelly, you haven't said goodbye to Dougal. You haven't said goodbye to Fred. I didn't hear you say goodbye to Eggs, Dennis, or Maeve. You need to say goodbye to all of them.
Do you have to go find them all so they're all lined up so you can say goodbye? I will
say this is almost kind of what happens in our house because I was going to bed last night. Let's say that, for example. I was going to bed last night. My wife and my daughter were still up, and they were like, "All right, say goodnight to Dougal." I was like, "Good night." They're like, "Nope, say goodnight to Eggs now." They're like, "You got to kiss him. You got to give him a kiss."
Oh, wow.
So it was more of a, "All right, you got to say goodnight to him. All right, you got to say goodnight to this one. All right, you got to say goodnight to this one."
Wow.
Oh, that's too much.
That is much. Got a text from Mandy May. She says has full conversations with my dogs every day.
Yeah, because they're great listeners.
They are really great listeners. I'll give you that.
Yeah, they're great listeners. Those just sit there and listen to you and to be like, "All right, that's great," and give
you lots of licks. Like I can sense that you're upset about something. I'm going to lick you incessantly.
Well, and it's better. It's better when you can have a conversation with your dog when you're not scolding it.
Oh yes.
I mean, come on.
Yes. What did you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
all right.
That's normal.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's normal. I don't know. Okay. What is it for you? You said no, right?
Yeah, no.
So Kelly said none of these are normal for her.
Yeah.
They were normal. I was 2 out of 3. Kelly was 0 out of 3.
Yeah. Not doing that really.
All right. Well, so there's a little cross section of what this morning show is all about here on 99.7 DJX. By the way, if you've got something you want us to psychoanalyze, we can do that. Just text it 50279.